The ego is as important to you as your right arm. You can't cut your arm off. You can't get rid of the ego. It has tremendous value. But the ego has been wounded over lifetimes and all through the fall of consciousness. If I was to be simple, the ego's job has been to assist you in guiding you. It's as if you are at a point, and let's say we draw a 5-meter circle around you, and you're standing right in the circle, and all you see is to the edge of the circle. And if you take one step forward, the circle moves one step with you. To a great extent, as you kind of walked along, you would be observing new realities with every step. One of the things that the ego would do is, let me put it in a different context, you would be taking lessons in school and you would be excited, and let's say you would be learning arithmetic, mathematics at a very early age, and you'd be real excited because you're learning how to add 2 and 2 and 3 and 3, and you're excited. And so you have this conversation with the ego in a way, and you say, gee, I'm really excited. I've learned if I add 2 and 3, I get 5. And the ego says back to you, oh, that's really wonderful. Have you played with it any other way? And you say, what do you mean? Well, what would happen if you had a 5 and you took 2 away? And you say, wow, I never thought about that. I would have a 3. And the ego would clap and applaud you. And all of a sudden, accidentally, you would have just learned subtraction in addition to the addition. And you would begin to look at the world slightly differently because of a new consideration. That was the job of the ego, to kind of be the teacher and the friend and the what if this happened, and you would play together in a very simple way. But over time, the ego would be the one that would also kind of try to keep you in that little present time circle, I say that positively, and have you constantly expanding the awareness and expanding the circle and being happy. But over time, you would be subjected to anger and resentment and judgment and loss and all of those things. The ego's job became one of a protector in a way. And so it would absorb the anger thrown at you, the judgments, the pain. It would absorb the pain of loss. And the ego got distorted, trying to protect you. The ego lives in the first chakra. And over time, in that same scenario of the ego taking on these aspects of uncomfortableness, the job of the first chakra went from well-being of the body to survival of the body. And the rational mind doesn't live in the head. It lives in the first chakra. So all of a sudden you have a wounded ego. You have a first chakra that drives the well-being of the body, but it's in survival. And the rational mind has lots of jobs, and it's in fear. Can you see how a distortion came about? Where all of you are playing, as you begin to not engage with the rational mind, where the rational mind is in motion externally, the rational mind also begins to calm down. And when you say to the rational mind, just sit over here, I'm going to go play in the sandbox for a little while and try something new. In that trying something new, in that curiosity, the ego begins to remember. It doesn't necessarily engage in it. It just begins to remember. And in that context of remembering, and in that context of the rational mind becoming quieter, and in your perception of the body is about well-being, all of a sudden a change takes place. And as you shift your attention from third dimension into one of looking up and admiring the trees and the sky, the stars, you begin to have a different point of view. And as you continue doing the work in mastering alchemy, you begin to have different concepts, different awarenesses, different alignments with certain and capable and seniority and graciousness and gratitude. And all of a sudden you begin to remember you, realign, recreate you. And the ego gets healed in the process. But there's a very important step that has to occur, and that's in opening up the heart where you all are now playing, beginning to like yourselves, be pleased with yourselves, opening up the heart, beginning to create a fertileness in the garden, if you would, so that the soul can start to enter the body. Because it's you and the soul that will heal the ego. It's not just you. You are engaged very much with the ego. So by yourself, that healing doesn't occur. But as you begin to become one with the soul and remember yourself as the soul, you and the soul begin to redirect the healing of the ego. You begin to redirect those lower 4 chakras, which is what you're in the process of doing now. And all of a sudden, everything starts to function again as a system. And then as you start to step into that light body, you as soul begins to engage with spirit from a physical form, and all is well.
Oh, thank you. Yes, understand. So far.
And your circle will continue to expand.
Yeah. Is it a way that you have this circle around you, which is like, the picture is more like when you say you have your own space, it is the aura around you, and this moves with you.
Yes.
And in a way, it helps you in a way to go through things and to be in a way in the safe place in this way. And it felt a little bit like I know what I need, and I go and get it, and I'm be fine with myself in my space. It's kind of like this.
Very much so.
Okay, I get it. I really like to have this, oh no, it's not for me. But now I think, yes, it's for me. I like myself. I can just have it. It's no problem. And it happens more and more often. And in former times I would have said, well, you're a little bit egoistic in this way. And now I feel like, no, it's okay. It's not really a problem. And it doesn't appears like a problem to anybody. So it feels like it keeps my space. And it's not like locked in it somehow. It's just like, yeah, it's okay for me to do it like this. And it's much easier. And so this was the picture of the circle around.
Yes, very accurately said. It's all about giving to yourself. It's not about taking from anybody else. And so as you begin to recognize, I can give to myself, it has no disadvantage to anybody else, and I can begin to have for myself. Good find for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.